if you look at this, all these things, other trees have the fruit starting. Flowers over here, again, decently big seed.
This is what we were talking about. So then once everything's up,
Oh, मेरे भाई. Early spring. What does that mean? We're starting some of our vegetables right now. Region I live, it's decently cold right now. I'm wearing a jacket. Just to understand what to do with seeds. Seeds, depending on the time and period, grow differently. What we are about to do today are early spring seeds in what I will call the tri-state area, which is a combination of New Jersey, Connecticut, and New York. Let's talk about seeds. So, all these things could be grown right now. I picked kale. What needs to be understood that anything which could be grown in spring could be grown in autumn also, or as we say in North America, fall. The reason I put the word fall and I hand wrote on it because these are seeds from last year and I didn't have enough space. So what I wanted was that eventually when my summer garden is done, I'll use it. But this year, since I've created more space and you'll see more about it, I am about to grow these seeds in spring. Okay, so if my camera comes closer, so what am I about to do? Flowers, flowers. Why flowers? Flowers are extremely important. If you don't grow flowers, no pollination will happen. And you need pollination for your plants to be healthier. Flowers, right? Collard greens, kale, roughly the same family. Broccoli rabe and broccoli parsnip. Switchard, cabbage, again cabbage, spinach, three different kind of radishes and beets, which can start right now. Our growing period starts around late May. Right now, I'm in early April. All these things will grow, and eventually what will happen, they'll die down, and then I'll be able to use the same space for my summer garden. So, seeds. And we were talking about spring seeds, right? Let's see spring. Walk with me. Leaves haven't started properly yet, but some of the fruit trees, apricot, another apricot, other trees have started flowering. That just makes you smile. Again, look at this plant. The yellow flowers. They tell you it's spring. If we come over here, my apple tree has already started producing the greens. No fruit yet. This is a cherry tree. If you closely look, the greens are starting, and eventually in a month or two, it will have fruits. If you come over here, another apple tree. Look at the beauty. So you have the leaves and you have the fruit starting. That's spring. And that's how life starts. And let's do seeds now. Seeds are different than the plants, grown plants. The size of the plant is different. Some are root plants, some are top plants. Greens are different and colors are different. So you have to imagine in your own head how you're about to do it. What I'm trying to do with this early garden, start some flowers, start some greens, and start some root plants. Okay, question would be why flowers? Flowers are extremely important. As I said earlier, it's about having bees and butterflies. They pollinate everything. Okay, so let's see. These are my flowers that I can start right now. Surely I'll add different flowers when will get a bit warmer. Right now, these are the flowers which could be started. And one of the things you'll see later, and Jan will show you, and I'll introduce Jan to you. He will show you that how we will protect these because our nights are still cold. We still have frost. Our nights can get into freezing temperature. And Jan will explain because we're doing hugelculture. And over here, the way we have done it, and whatever you're seeing right now, Jan built it. And he will explain to you how the layering happened. And that makes a lot of difference. Uh, Temperature right now, hypothetically speaking, 50 degrees Fahrenheit right now, which is still decently cold. The ground has to be 50 degrees Fahrenheit to grow anything. And Jan will explain to you that how we're doing it, and we will keep it warmer without putting anything unnatural to it. So I have to do some flowers. So we'll figure it out. Then let's do. Then I have some greens, 4 or 5 greens. Let's figure that out. Beets and radishes are root, so that's a different variety. Let's figure that out. Broccoli raab or broccoli are top growing things, and we'll figure that out. Greens again. Parsnip also falls in the same category of root crops. So let's try to figure it out together. I have not made any plans yet, so let's see. My thought right now is do the flowers towards the end. And my reasoning is it will make it look more beautiful. By the time everything grows, it looks beautiful. I'll try to do the root crops towards the back. And the reason I'm doing it because root crops, when they're done, you just pull it out and you eat it. Anything which is green, it has to be accessible. So if you look at me, this is 3 feet. If I do this, this is a bit more difficult for me to get to. So I'll put things over in the back when I just need to go once and figure it out. Flowers just for the beauty, but this is more accessible without me bending or anything. This is very accessible.
All right, guys, it's a pleasure to be here, and having the opportunity to be in this garden, especially when you're a young person and space is a commodity where we live. I got the pleasure to build this bed, and this bed, when it was built here, prior to that, it came about me not having enough space and materials to build a big space. So then I had to think on my feet. Like, how can I stretch wood since it's so expensive right now? Um, and honestly, the metal on this bed is cheaper than the wood if you look based on surface area.
So the funniest thing is, and Jan will explain this, when you become friends, I got the wood for free. And the reason, the lumber store I go to, they could not sell it, and they say, okay, I'll give it to you. So these are friendships. Jan, please explain.
Yeah. So and he and that and it's amazing that friendship that we developed because he got the wood for free and then I got the wood for free. So it's like they gave us so much that there's enough to share with everybody, and that also includes how we fill the bed because some people don't realize that everything costs money, um, wood costs money, and even the mulch that we got was from a tree guy that we develop a relationship or also develop a relationship from all the little stuff that we do in the house.
So what I'm about to do, 3 feet. What I'll do is over here, and over here. What does that mean? You'll see right now. When your soil is that beautiful, this is all you need to do. See this? It's just beautiful. So one over here, second over here, third over here. I'm roughly doing 6 inches apart, even if I'm not, but that's my idea. Here, here. That's all you do. That's all you do. That's all you do. Anybody tells you these many centimeters, this many inches, it's crap. You have to write things down, but writing things down does not mean you have to be that, oh, this is okra, this is this. By the time you get to that point, from the second leaf, not baby leaf, the second after that, you'll know what it is. So no reason to over and go beyond what it is. Yes, you should, if you're doing different peppers, different tomatoes, different anything. And now we'll discuss that during summer, that you have to be sure what did you grow, because the cross-pollination happens and there are certain things that we discussed. And one of them already has date. I don't need to write it again. And these are roots, and I think this is reddish. And that's it. So I'll finish from here. We'll plant everything and then we'll discuss what Jan will do.
Okay, guys. So it's very important once you finish seeding to water plants. Why? Because once water and the seeds get together, it's like you're bringing life to a plant, to a seed. And it's just absorbing all that goodness and allowing it to expand. And it's also crucial to maintain a certain moisture level, which will show you later on the amount of moisture and how really nature tells you. And this method that we're doing shows you how, if you're missing water, if you need more water. And so it's really, you use your eyes to see where, it's like Mother Nature's talking to you. You just got to look at your eyes and see what is she saying. All right, guys, so this is what we're talking about, how nature tells you how much moisture it needs and it doesn't need. If you look on the right, on my right hand side, it's completely dry, almost bone dry. That's how nature's telling you, hey, I need more water, feed me. And this is the perfect amount. And it'll drip down. So whatever your soil is not using is gonna go back down. Now, this is because we had it. And then this will be for our whole new structure. Since it's so big, you might as well just cover it all at once. It also makes it easier for you to just take it off completely versus doing one little spot. We have our plastic spread out, and we're gonna start over here. The only measurement we need is the following. I'm gonna line up this plastic. I'm just gonna put it overhead. So you wanna make sure you cover up the whole bed. And then I'm just covering the whole bed. Now, once we have the whole bed covered, what I try to do is we don't want any cold coming from the fence. So we want to make sure we cover this aspect of it. And once we have this measurement down, we go ahead, pick up a little bit of plastic, put it against the fence, and it tells you exactly how much we need. That way, you don't have to cut anything extra or anything of that nature. And all we're doing is we're using some very exotic hardware zip ties. We're gonna go and we're gonna put them all along the fence and bring everything up. So then once everything's up, we could determine how much material we need on the bottom. If we have too much, you could either cut it up, you could roll it up. And the thing I love about rolling it up is that we could go ahead and use this plastic once the utilization of this method that we're using, we could use it for maybe some other thing. Maybe another bed that we have that is a little bit bigger. That way we're not just throwing something away, buying it again. You could also have, maybe you have some plastic laying around. You could go ahead and use that. Just because if you could reuse something, why go to the store and buy something new? All right, guys, so as we're doing this, it's very crucial also to have tension in between. And you can tell by this line right here. You want to keep the tension nice and steady so that way your plastic and your enclosure doesn't look loose. And we're almost there. That's the time, and we're gonna be done. Because the next part is the simplest. We're gonna use a very uh, difficult mechanism to hold this whole structure together. And the good thing is that this mechanism is also provided by nature. We're gonna use this extreme mechanism called a rock. You can use any rock. You can use a piece of wood if you have it around. Anything that kind of just holds it together. That's all you need.